but mighty host of ants unleashed by Ant Shack. In our first 2 episodes, we covered the basics of ant keeping and how to choose the perfect species to start your colony.
If you haven't tuned in yet, don't worry. Those episodes are just a click away.
Today, we're answering one of the biggest questions in ant keeping. What do ants eat? Trust me, figuring out ant diets can feel overwhelming. But I'm here to make it simple and, of course, ant-mazing. Let's jump right in. Did you know ants have their own little food pyramid? Just like humans, ants need a balanced diet to thrive. There are 3 main food groups your ants need. 1, sugars. Sugar is a must for energy. In the wild, ants get this from sweet substances like nectar, honeydew, or fruit juices. For your ants, try offering a drop of honey or sugar water. Pro tip, always dilute sugar water so your ants don't get sticky. Safety first. 2, proteins. Protein is essential for the brood. The baby ants need it to grow into strong workers. You can feed them insect protein like mealworms, fruit flies, or even crickets. If bugs give you the creeps, cooked chicken, fish, or egg yolk can work too. Just make sure it's unseasoned. 3, water. Hydration is life, even for ants. Most of the time, your sugar water setup will handle this. But always have a backup water source in your setup to prevent dehydration. So, to sum it up, sugars for energy, proteins for growth, and water for hydration. Easy, right? Okay, so now you know what ants eat, but how do you serve it up? Don't worry, Pebbles has you covered. Use small portions. Ants don't need a lot of food. Start small and see how much they eat. Leftovers can attract mold or mites, so be sure to clean up any uneaten food after 24 hours. Experiment with variety. Some ants love sweet honey, while others might prefer fruit juice. And some ants are pickier about proteins, so don't be afraid to try different options. Use feeding dishes. Tiny feeding trays or bottle caps work great for serving food and make cleanup easier. Feed in moderation. You don't want to overfeed your ants. Most small colonies only need food once or twice a week. Bigger colonies will eat more often. But always keep an eye on how much they're actually consuming. Before we wrap up, let me quickly go over some common mistakes that even the most enthusiastic ant keepers can make. Skipping protein. Some beginners think ants just need sugar, but without protein, the brood can't grow. No protein means no workers, and no workers means no colony. Feeding sticky or unsafe foods. Avoid foods that can trap your ants, like pure syrup or undiluted honey. Always dilute sticky foods and steer clear of anything with artificial additives, salt, or spices. Ignoring cleanup. Leftover food can lead to pests, mold, or bad smells in your setup. Nobody wants a stinky ant farm. Forgetting water. Ants can survive a while without food, but they need water to live. Make sure there's always a source of clean water in their habitat. Follow these tips, and your ants will stay happy, healthy, and full of energy. And that's it for today's episode of Ants Unleashed. Now you know exactly what your ants need to eat and how to feed them like a pro. Sugars, proteins, and water, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. In the next episode, we'll talk about how to clean your ant farm without stressing out your tiny friends. Until then, keep it tiny, keep it curious, and don't forget, happy ants make happy keepers. See you next time!